Terry Dwayne Ashford. We're coming right on back. Part 6. We're going to close out the headlines around the world with reminding you that the voice you're hearing right now, the professionalism you're getting right now from Indacarseat, DatGuY, StreetNOW news chick, SNnews, Terry Dwayne Ashford, comes immediately after the alleged drama that was brought by the red Honda, the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police that was from in vehicle number 4032 that was sparked to intimidate. All of that was supposed to have sabotaged Terry Dwayne Ashford, and that particular information was supposed to be used to provide justification for the cops to carry out activity behind the scenes. See, what we're saying to you is when activity is carried out, even behind the scenes that you don't know about, the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police has to come up with a justification for doing that. I'm going to make an example of that. Let's say a stimulus check was supposed to be coming for Terry Dwayne Ashford. Washington, D.C. wanted to snipe Terry Dwayne Ashford going after him. In order to send an email to Terry Dwayne Ashford's bank, in order to send even an email to Terry Dwayne Ashford's bank, the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police would have to come up with a justification to provide their management team as to why they sent the email. Even though Terry Dwayne Ashford may not even know about the email. In order for the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police to carry out corruption even behind the scenes, they'd have to have a justification. The justification is what you saw this morning. You see what I'm saying? They put out a Hispanic, have the Hispanic to attack Terry Dwayne Ashford, and then turn around and say, fight. And then the cops turn around and say, see, he's aggressive. Now, that's got to be our justification to take his money out of his bank account. That's just an example. That's just an example. That's how it's done. That's why we're sniping it right in your face. We're sniping it right in your face. By the same token, all while that's happening, you have the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police who have put decoys on the street to pick up the images of Terry Dwayne Ashford, to be re-imaging Terry Dwayne Ashford right now as we're looking at this black vehicle right here, parked right behind us, that the Washington, D.C. had planned to pose as Terry Dwayne Ashford. We're right there too. We were there before we even got there. As we continue to carry out the headlines around the world and around the nation for you this morning, we do want to also mention the Toyota Black Camry Avalon that may have been parked in order to recuperate on behalf of the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police. That particular tag number is Frank Jack 5462, District of Columbia tags, and we're waiting for it to be re-imaged. That's Terry Dwayne Ashford. We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it. Let us share with you one more time on how the justification happens. See, in order for the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police to even send an email to the bank of anybody, especially the bank of Terry Dwayne Ashford, the cop have to have a justification for sending that email and for carrying out that particular activity behind the scenes. Well, that particular activity that was supposed to sabotage Terry Dwayne Ashford was what you saw this morning. What they do, they put up that scheme. The schemes that you're seeing right now, they put up the schemes and the schemes from the Hispanics. The 4032 officer that was following was then supposed to, it was supposed to carry out the deceit of sabotaging Terry Dwayne Ashford. All for you. Reporting live for you. We're going to play your games with you. We're going to play your games with you the way that you need to understand them, need them to understand, and also the way that you thought that you can do on other people. They'd planned to pose a Toyota Black Avalon parked right there at the corner as Terry Dwayne Ashford, SNnews, who may even be carrying out the deceit of sex trafficking right there on the corner. FJ 5462. We're right there. We're going to play a game with you. The man in that particular vehicle has on a white tank top and brown pants, light brown pants. He rushed to the vehicle to carry out the deceit. We rushed to report it. Can we assume that this particular type of reporting is reason why they think that Washington, D.C. SNnews Terry Dwayne Ashford is supposed to be a police officer? Can we assume that the Washington, D.C. police officers got his journalistic activities confused with that of a headband? The activities that you see even behind the scenes that you don't see has to come with justifications. And those justifications, we are alleging, was supposed to have been covered by deceit of the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police. And that deceit, we showed it to you this morning. Right now, we're here at the corner of Rittenhouse, Washington, D.C., and Georgia Avenue. Right now, we are, as we closing out our headlines around the world with Terry Dwayne Ashford, SNnews. We're right here in front of the Laundromat, Family Dollar, and the Rittenhouse parking lot. The Carolina Furnitures is where we are. I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford. We're going to bring you a few more stories here. Headlines around the world where we want you to take some time to go look at them and see if that's something you find interesting. And then you rock and roll from there with that new knowledge. For SNnews on May 23rd, Sunday morning, I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford. Terry Dwayne Ashford here, all for you. Do you see yet? What you're getting here is journalism. What you're getting right here from Terry Dwayne Ashford is strategic, trained education of journalism, reporting from the streets. Not cop work. It would be cop work if you was a headbanger. But what you are getting right here is journalism. Now, if you was to put headbanging in with it, then you have cop work. Terry Dwayne Ashford is a trained journalist from Georgia State University who has a focus and a specialty in investigative reporting. This is not cop work. Not for Terry Dwayne Ashford. It is investigative journalism. And all the activities that you see associated with that shall be deemed as professional in that particular field. It shall not be seen as aggressive. It shall not be seen as aggression. Any type of aggression that's needed is when the investigative journalist picks up the phone and calls the cops. The cops handle that part, not the journalist. Now, when you have a journalist who's maybe a black journalist who can handle it by himself if he wants to, then black cops might get it confused. We think that's what happened. Trending around the world. What's trending right now? What's trending in the news right now? Trending in the news right now is the topic, coronavirus, the pandemic itself. Of course, there's lots of activity going on in under that particular topic. The government and politics is really working really hard on that. They are trending right now all over the world. The government's working. It's almost like what's trending. When we say what's trending, we're talking about what's hot. What are the hot topics? What's hot right now? Trending also is India. India has some things going on right now. We haven't looked at what, but India has something going on right now that's trending around the world. The pandemic. The United Nations has activity that's trending right now. These are all trending topics for the morning. Sunday morning. It is Sunday morning, May 23rd. Donald Trump might have some things going on over in his camp. Got people talking and laughing about. They might be going viral. We have also arts and entertainment trending. We have the Israel conflict that is trending this morning. You're getting your news this morning from SNnews. Terry Dwayne Ashford. StreetNOW News here in Washington, D.C. Who's also the Indacarseat DatGuY. For SNnews, I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford, closing out this morning. Producer for this program is Terry Dwayne Ashford. He also managed it and directed it. And we're closing out right now.